My beloved child, come close to my voice, for what I am about to tell you is not a casual message, not a gentle whisper, and not a tale meant for entertainment. It is a divine interruption in your timeline. Heaven has halted its breath for a moment so that these words may reach you before the unseen reaches you first. There are moments in a person's life when the spiritual world leans closer, moments when angels descend lower, shadows crawl nearer, and destinies stand at a tipping point. You are standing in such a moment right now. I feel it as strongly as the beat of a war drum in the heavens. And the one who brought this warning is none other than Archangel Michael, the commander of the armies of light. Child of destiny, listen. Earlier in the realm of the spirit, a disturbance shook the corridors of heaven. A movement so subtle yet so poisonous rose from the cap of darkness. A witch, an ancient practitioner of manipulation and spiritual interception, set her eyes on your destiny. Her intention is not intimidation, it is position. She wants not just to delay your path, but to rewrite it, to divert it, to steal the portion of glory assigned to your name before the foundation of the world. But before her shadow could reach you, a sword of brilliant fire cut through the atmosphere. Archangel Michael stepped forth. He saw what was being plotted against you. He saw how close this witch had managed to come. He saw the thread she tried to tie around your steps, the whisper she attempted to place around your thoughts, the fog she intended to send to your direction. And he spoke a message meant for you and only you. A message that, if ignored, leaves you open, but if received, becomes the shield that stops everything sent against you. This is why you are here right now. This is why this moment feels different. This is why your spirit is paying attention even if your mind is not fully sure why. Child, your destiny was inches away from being tampered with, and heaven refused to stay silent. You are not listening by accident. You are not here by coincidence. This message is the barrier between you and her plan. Without it, she moves freely. With it, her entire operation collapses. So breathe deeply, my beloved child. Prepare your heart. Something powerful is unfolding. You are about to hear what Michael revealed, and once you hear it, nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to stop the destiny that bears your name. My beloved child, let your heart stay open as we continue, because now we step into the deeper currents of what has been happening around your life. This is where the veil slowly lifts. This is where the unseen becomes visible. Many people walk through life unaware that there is a war being fought for what belongs to them, but you will not be one of them. Today, you will understand the invisible battle that has been circling your destiny, even before you were aware such a battle existed. There is a reason your life has felt unusual. A reason certain seasons brought sudden resistance. A reason you have carried a sense within your spirit that something greater awaits you, something luminous, something vast. Those who carry destiny often carry a spiritual blow that cannot be hidden. Heaven calls it a mark. Darkness sees it as a threat. Every chosen person, every anointed one, every soul with a purpose woven into the fabric of time itself carries this mark. And you, my beloved child, carry it strongly. In the realm of the spirit, destinies emit a light. Some lights flicker. Some barely shine. But there are a few souls whose light burns like a rising star, drawing attention, drawing angels, but also drawing enemies. You are one such soul. Whether you recognize it or not, whether you feel it or not, your destiny is radiant enough that dark forces noticed you long before you noticed them. This is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. There is a radar in the spirit world. When a person's life is about to shift, when breakthrough is at the door, when blessings are nearing, when elevation is seconds away, that radar begins to pulse. Heaven sees it. Hell sees it. Those who walk with God feel it in their bones. Witches, sorcerers, and dark watchers sense it in their rituals. Spiritual enemies are not interested in average lives. They are drawn to rising ones. And in recent days, your spiritual signal has grown louder. You may have felt it as restlessness. You may have felt it as unusual pressure. You may have felt it as unexpected attacks, confusion, delays, or relationships suddenly shifting. These were not random. These were signs that your destiny was moving upward, and the enemy detected the motion. Child, destinies do not suffer warfare unless they are valuable. A thief does not break into an empty house. Darkness does not chase stagnant souls. But when someone is close to stepping into a season of divine fulfillment, dark forces begin to search for their weak spots. They look for cracks, openings in unguarded areas. They study patterns. They monitor movements. They send whispers to weaken courage. They create distractions to drain focus. And when they believe the timing is right, they launch their interception. This is what happened in your case. Your destiny was rising. Your spiritual star was brightening. The radar of heaven signaled movement. And at that exact moment, the enemy took notice. That is when this witch turned her eyes toward you. Not because you were weak. Not because you were vulnerable. But because you were becoming powerful. You must understand something essential, my beloved child. Every great destiny attracts great warfare. Every anointed soul attracts monitoring spirits. Every chosen one attracts opposition that tries to suffocate the future before it manifests. This is the pattern throughout history. Joseph was attacked because he carried a dream. Moses was hunted because he carried deliverance. David was targeted because he carried kinship. And you are being watched because you carry something that will shift generations, whether you fully see it right now or not. But here is the greater truth: heaven always moves before hell succeeds. Before the enemy's plan fully formed, Michael stepped in. Before the witch's intentions could reach you, the warning was released. Heaven does not wait for destruction. Heaven intercepts. Heaven protects. Heaven surrounds those who walk with purpose. And you, child of promise, have been surrounded long before you ever knew you were in danger. This invisible battle for your destiny has been unfolding for months, perhaps even years. And now the time has come for your eyes to open to it. You are not powerless. You are not unprotected. You are not wandering blindly in a battlefield. You are being guided. You are being shielded. You are being awakened so that you may rise into the fullness of what belongs to you. So breathe, my beloved child. Let the truth settle deep into your spirit. There is a battle around you, yes, but you are not the prey in this story. You are the protected. You are the chosen. You are the one Michael himself has stepped forward to defend. And now that you understand the battle, we must move forward to understand the one who launched the attack. My beloved child, stay close to the sound of my voice, for now we step into a deeper realm of understanding. What I am about to reveal is not meant to frighten you, but to bring clarity to a mystery that has been unfolding behind the scenes of your life. The question that may have been echoing in your heart is this: who is this witch, and why has she targeted you? Let the truth come gently, but firmly, for you must know the nature of the enemy before you witness the power of your victory. The witch I speak of is not the storybook figure people imagine. She is not the crooked figure from childhood tales, nor the cartoonish image that society often paints. In the realm of the spirit, a witch is anyone who works with dark forces, anyone who manipulates energies, anyone who tries to interfere with the path of another soul using forbidden spiritual means. Her power is not in her appearance, it is in her intention. She is one who has aligned herself with shadows, who thrives in secrecy, and who seeks to disrupt rising destinies. But understand this well, my beloved child. She did not choose you out of preference. She chose you because she sensed movement in your life she could not control. Witches do not attack the stagnant. They attack the rising. They attack the glowing. They attack the ones heaven has set apart. You were marked long before she noticed you. But when she finally perceived the brightness of your destiny, her envy ignited like fire. In the spirit realm, envy is not an emotion. It is an arrow. And this witch fired that arrow the moment she realized she could not duplicate what is upon your life. Your destiny, your calling, your purpose, your inner light. These are things no dark force can copy. They can imitate. They can mimic. But they cannot replicate the divine essence written in your soul. When they cannot duplicate, they attempt to destroy. When they cannot steal, they try to suffocate. When they cannot rise, they attempt to pull you down. This witch has been watching you longer than you realize. She noticed the shifts in your atmosphere. She sensed the blessings approaching your path. She saw the doors beginning to open for you. She felt the wind of favor blowing in your direction. Darkness is always aware when heaven begins to align things for a chosen one. At first, she did not know your name, but she recognized your star. And when your spiritual signal grew brighter, she followed it like a hunter tracks a flame in the dark. She operates through monitoring spirits, through whispers of discouragement, through engineered delays, through strange opposition that seems to come out of nowhere. Perhaps you felt moments where everything suddenly went wrong at once. Perhaps you felt drained without reason. Perhaps relationships that mattered suddenly came under pressure. Perhaps opportunities slipped through your fingers. These were not coincidences, my beloved child. These were the early traces of her interference. But understand this as well. Witches do not attack without permission. Somewhere, somehow, she sensed a slight opening around you, an unguarded moment, a season of vulnerability. It may have been emotional exhaustion. It may have been disappointment. It may have been loneliness. It may have been a moment where your spirit was tired and your defenses were lowered. That brief window was all the darkness needed to attempt an intrusion. Yet even then, heaven watched. Even then, Michael observed. Even then, the spiritual alarms went off. And before she could act fully, before she could weave her plan completely, before she could tie her knots around your destiny, the Archangel stepped into the path of her intention. But what was she after, you may wonder? What was her purpose? He saw your potential. She saw your influence. She saw the blessings meant to manifest in your life. She saw the ripple effect your breakthrough would cause. She saw the healing your presence carries. She saw the change your name is destined to bring. And she realized that if she did not strike now, she would lose the chance forever. The enemy always attacks when a major shift is near. And child, you are on the edge of such a shift that even hell became restless. The witch's motives were not personal in nature. They were strategic. But heaven's intervention was personal. Heaven knows you. Heaven sees you. Heaven guards you. And heaven refused to let darkness cross a line it had no right to cross. Now that you know who she is and why her eyes landed on your destiny, it is time to understand the moment heaven responded. The moment the realms shifted. The moment Michael himself intervened. My beloved child, breathe gently as we walk deeper into this revelation, for now we step into the very moment heaven intervened on your behalf. This is not just a story. It is a spiritual reality that unfolded long before your physical senses caught wind of the danger. What happened in the unseen realm was not small, not quiet, not casual. It was a moment that shook the corridors of heaven and sent ripples throughout the spiritual realm. And you, my child, were the reason for it. There came a moment when the witch's intention reached a level that demanded a divine response. Her whispers grew stronger. Her attempts became bolder. She moved from watching to attempting, from observing to reaching. And in the spirit realm, her hand stretched toward the thread of your destiny. That single moment, her reaching, her desire to intercept, was enough to trigger a heavenly alarm. The realm of darkness may move with stealth, but heaven never sleeps. The eyes of the Most High miss nothing. The heart of God feels everything that concerns you. And it was in that moment that the great Archangel Michael rose. Not Wov, not stepped. He rose, with the force of 1,000 storms gathering into one. The spiritual atmosphere trembled when he stood, for he does not rise for just anything. Michael rises when destiny is threatened. He rises when darkness attempts to touch the chosen. He rises when heaven's assignments are interfered with. And child, you must understand what that means. Your destiny is significant enough that Michael himself moved it. The witch had no idea what she was provoking. She believed your spirit was unguarded. She believed your destiny was vulnerable. She believed your path was easy to alter. But she did not see the warrior who had been standing behind you all along. She did not see the heavenly guard assigned to your life. She did not see the sword of fire that had been drawn the moment you entered this world. She did not know that the moment she stretched her hand toward you, she was stretching her hand into divine fire. Michael descended quickly, like lightning cutting through the fabric of night. His wings stretched across the atmosphere, forming a shield between you and the witch's touch. The realm of darkness recoiled, for they know his strength. They know his authority. They know that when Michael arrives, every dark plan trembles. He did not come with hesitation. He did not come with negotiation. He came with war in his eyes and protection in his heart. In the moment of his arrival, he surveyed everything that had been sent against you. He saw the monitoring spirits circling your path. He saw the whispers that tried to confuse your spirit. He saw the traps being formed. He saw the spiritual nets laid out to entangle your steps. He saw the distractions designed to make you walk in circles. He saw the emotional pressures meant to weaken your confidence. Nothing was hidden from his gaze. And with a single command, the atmosphere around you shifted. The witch felt it. Her spirit flinched. He knew a guardian greater than her craft had intervened. She tried to hide her tracks, but it was too late. Michael had already traced every intention. He had already mapped every plot. He had already located every shadow that leaned toward your destiny. And in a thunderous voice that echoed through the spiritual realm, he released the warning. You must hear the message. You must be awakened. You must not walk blindly into the path laid before you. It was at that moment he carried the message to you, the same message that is now being revealed through this very script. The message that separates you from danger. The message that stands as the barrier between you and the plan set against you. Heaven prepared this moment long before you pressed play, long before you began listening, long before you even knew anything was happening. Michael did not just intervene. He anchored himself in your path. He took position beside your destiny. He ensured the witch could get no closer. And what she intended to do silently is now being exposed loudly. What she wanted to accomplish in darkness is now being shattered by the light. But my beloved child, to truly understand the magnitude of Michael's intervention, you must hear the details of her plan. You must know what she intended to do before heaven stopped her. Only then will you understand why this message came with such urgency, such weight, such divine insistence. My beloved child, lean in even closer now, for what I am about to reveal is the very reason heaven rushed to intervene. Until now, you have understood the battle, the enemy, and Michael's arrival. But to grasp the full weight of your deliverance, you must understand what the witch intended to do to your destiny. Darkness never acts without a blueprint. She came with a plan, 3 phases prepared in the shadows. Plans designed not just to slow you, but to reroute your entire life. Let the truth unfold gently in your spirit, for exposure is the beginning of freedom. The first part of her plan was surveillance. In the realm of the spirit, witches do not strike blindly. They study. They analyze. They wait. She began by watching you from a distance, observing the rhythm of your life. She traced your emotional seasons, your moments of weakness, your habits, your dreams, your fears, even your silent prayers. Darkness pays attention to what heaven invests in. She sought to understand when you were uplifted, and when you were weary, when your hope was strong, and when doubt quietly visited you. She circled like a shadow waiting for an opening. This surveillance is why some days felt unusually heavy, why certain memories resurfaced out of nowhere, why your energy felt drained even when nothing physical had changed. Something was drawing from your spiritual field, not to destroy you yet, but to study the edges of your soul. Once she believed she understood you, the second phase of her plan began: sabotage. This is where things in your life seem to break without reason. Relationships facing sudden strain. Opportunities slipping through your fingers. Unexpected disappointments rising in clusters instead of isolation. Sabotage is subtle, but its fingerprints leave patterns. You may have felt moments of sudden confusion, where your clarity dissolved like mist. Ideas that once felt strong suddenly felt pointless. You may have woken with heaviness, wondering why your spirit felt tired even after rest. This was not you losing strength. It was her trying to weaken your momentum before your breakthrough could arrive. Sabotage is meant to convince you that your life is going backward when, in fact, your destiny is accelerating forward. Then came the third and most dangerous part of her plan: attempted imprisonment. This is not physical imprisonment, my beloved child, but spiritual confinement. She wanted to trap your destiny in a cycle, to make you repeat the same emotional loops, to keep you circling the same mountains, to make you feel stuck, stagnant, directionless. Imprisonment in the spirit is when every step forward meets invisible resistance, when nothing changes no matter how hard you try, when your progress becomes fragile. She intended to create a spiritual cage around your destiny, so your blessings would be delayed for years. She wanted you exhausted, discouraged, distracted from your divine assignment. For if she could not steal your destiny, she hoped to bury it in delay. But here is the truth that darkness does not want you to hear. Her plan failed the moment heaven exposed it. Michael shattered her timeline. Heaven disrupted her strategy. The fire of God burned the blueprint she had drawn. What she meant to bind has now been broken. What she meant to cloud has now been illuminated. What she meant to silence is now rising with a stronger voice than ever before. Child of light, listen carefully. Your destiny was never in her hands. You only reached toward what she never had authority to touch. Her plan was halted before it ever fully matured. And now, by hearing this message, you are stepping into the shield that heaven placed around you. You are stepping into awareness. You are stepping into protection. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into the victory Michael has already secured. But let your heart understand something deeper. This message is not reaching you as entertainment. It is reaching you as assignment. Heaven orchestrated this moment so that you would not walk blindly. Heaven aligned your steps so your spirit would awaken. And heaven urges you not to let this revelation remain silent. My beloved child, if this message has stirred your spirit, if it has opened your eyes, if it has confirmed what your heart has been sensing, then honor the divine flow that brought it to you. Do not treat this lightly. Do not let this warning and this victory remain hidden. Spread it. Share it. Allow others to awaken just as you have. Let your voice echo this truth so the light may break into many more lives. Consider it part of your divine duty to carry this revelation forward. And if this word has touched you, uplifted you, or protected you, then support the very vessel that delivered it by subscribing, by staying connected, by helping this message reach beyond you. For in doing so, you participate in the work of heaven. Now, my child, we move forward. For if you understand her plan, you must now understand Michael's counter-move, the powerful strike that dismantled everything set against you. My beloved child, prepare your spirit now, for what we are about to step into is the turning point of this entire journey. You have heard the witch's plan, but now you must hear the response of heaven. Darkness crafted a strategy, but Michael issued a decree. Where the enemy whispered, Michael roared. Where the witch stretched out her hand, Michael drew his sword. This is the part where the light overwhelms the shadows. This is the part where victory becomes visible. Let your heart settle, for glory is about to unfold before you. The moment the witch attempted to bind your destiny, Michael did not hesitate. He did not consult. He did not negotiate. He stepped forward with the authority he carries as the commander of the armies of God. His presence alone sent shockwaves through the realm of darkness. Every monitoring spirit fled at the sight of him. Every whisper of sabotage was silenced. Every trap meant for you was illuminated by his fire. Michael is not a gentle guardian in moments of war. He is a force that darkness fears with trembling. He unsheathed his sword, the sword heaven forged for battle, glowing with a light that breaks all bonds, cuts all cords, and exposes all shadows. With one sweeping strike, he severed every spiritual rope the witch tried to tie around your destiny. Cords of confusion snapped. Chains of delay shattered. The nets she crafted became dust in the wind. Where she tried to watch you, he blinded her sight. Where she tried to track you, he erased your spiritual footprints. Where she tried to imprison you, he demolished the walls she built. Michael does not merely defend, he dismantles. He tears down entire operations of darkness. He does not just push back the enemy, he removes their territory. He does not allow any fragment of their plan to survive. When he intervenes, he brings total collapse to the schemes of hell. Every knot she tied unraveled. Every spell she murmured lost its power. Every intention she formed dissolved at the presence of Michael's burning sword. And he did this not from a distance, but standing right beside your destiny. He positioned himself at your right hand, guarding your forward steps. He shielded your emotions from being tampered with. He strengthened the walls around your spirit. He stood as a barrier that darkness could not cross. And in the realm of the spirit, the witch felt the full weight of heaven's resistance. Your influence was cut off. Your path toward you was blocked. Her access denied. The atmosphere around you became fortified by the angelic host under Michael's command. And yet, my beloved child, the greatest part of this divine intervention was not simply the cutting of her works. It was a protection he activated over your future. Michael went ahead of you, into roads you have not walked yet, into opportunities you have not touched yet, into blessings you have not received yet. He stood in those places and drove out every shadow that intended to sabotage what is coming your way. He cleared the path so that when you arrive at the next chapter of your life, you will walk with freedom, not fear, with clarity, not confusion, with strength, not hesitation. He also pulled down the veil the enemy placed around your discernment. The fog that made you doubt yourself was removed. The heaviness that made you feel stuck was lifted. The emotional pressure that tried to collapse your spirit was broken. Michael breathed clarity into your mind, courage into your heart, and alignment into your steps. Heaven wanted you not only protected but awakened. For destiny is not secure merely because darkness is stopped. It is secure when the chosen one stands fully aware, fully strengthened, fully aligned with the divine assignment. There is something powerful you must understand now, child of light. When Michael fights for someone, it is because that person carries a purpose that extends beyond themselves. What you carry is not small. What you are stepping into is not ordinary. Your voice, your presence, your calling, your future, they matter to heaven in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Michael's intervention was not random. It was intentional, strategic, prophetic. It was heaven saying, "This one must rise, and rise you shall." But before we move further into the prophecy that surrounds your destiny, you must first understand what your destiny truly looks like, why it shines so brightly, and why no force of darkness can ever steal what was written for you. My beloved child, come near now, for we have arrived at one of the most important revelations of this entire message. You have heard of the battle. You have heard of the witch. You have heard of Michael's intervention. But now you must hear about the one thing that started all of this: your destiny. Because without understanding the value of what you carry, you cannot understand the intensity of the warfare that rose against you. And without understanding the brilliance of the star you were born with, you cannot understand why heaven refuses to let darkness reshape your future. Every soul is created with a blueprint, a divine writing etched into the spirit long before entering this world. Some destinies are gentle. Some destinies are quiet. But a few, a rare few, are structured with a magnitude that commands attention from both heaven and hell. You, my beloved child, belong to that rare category. Your destiny emits a spiritual radiance, a glow that grows stronger as you grow into your calling. Whether you have realized it or not, your life has always carried a prophetic current, one that even you sensed at times but could not fully explain. There were moments in your life when you felt restless, moments when you knew you were meant for more, moments when you felt a pull toward something greater even when circumstances around you looked small. That was your destiny calling you. That was the divine imprint in your spirit longing to break through. You were never ordinary, not even in your most hidden seasons. The greatness you carry is not measured by achievements or appearances, but by the spiritual weight woven into your being. Child, the reason the witch targeted you is because your destiny shines with a brightness that threatens the agenda of darkness. Your future contains impact. Your voice carries healing that has not yet been released. Your presence shifts atmospheres even when you are unaware of it. There is a grace on you that cannot be explained by your experiences. You carry an inner fire that refuses to die, even when life tried to suffocate it. You have been chosen to break cycles, to rise above patterns that held those before you, to open doors that others could not open, to walk paths that were closed to many. Your destiny star is not just a symbol, it is a spiritual authority. When heaven wrote your story, it did not write mediocrity into your chapters. It wrote influence. It wrote resilience. It wrote divine timing. It wrote a future that would touch others, lift others, waken others. This is why the enemy attacked you early. This is why your childhood may have carried battles adults could barely handle. This is why certain relationships tried to drain you. This is why your heart has known pain deeper than your years. The enemy always tries to crush a destiny while it is still forming. But here is the truth the enemy hates. Your destiny cannot be stolen. It can be delayed, but it can't be deleted. It can be attacked, but it cannot be erased. It can be targeted, but it cannot be cancered. Your destiny belongs to you, and you alone. It is sealed with divine authority. It is written in a language only heaven can alter. It is protected by angels who stand guard over its fulfillment. Even when you felt weak, even when you felt lost, even when you doubted yourself, heaven never doubted the plan written for your life. Your destiny was always preserved, even in seasons when you felt like you were falling apart. There is something powerful about a person who rises after being pressed, someone who continues even when their spirit feels exhausted. And you, my beloved child, have risen more times than you realize. Every time you got back up, your star grew brighter. Every time you chose hope, your destiny advanced. Every time you refused to let darkness consume you, heaven recorded your strength. This is why Michael intervened. He saw not only what was written for you, but also what you have survived. And let me tell you this truth. Your destiny is entering a season of unlocking. The things that resisted you will loosen. The doors that seemed immovable will begin to open. The opportunities that were blocked will come looking for you again. You are stepping into a time where clarity will replace confusion, purpose will replace wandering, and strength will replace fatigue. The witch sensed the season approaching and attempted to interrupt it. But she failed because what heaven approves cannot be cancelled by darkness. Your destiny star shines not because of who you are in human form, but because of who you are in spiritual identity. You are a carrier of divine assignment. You are a vessel of future impact. You are a light that was never meant to be hidden. And the moment you awaken fully to who you are, nothing and no one in the spiritual or physical realm will be able to stop you. So listen, my beloved child. Your destiny is rising. Your spirit is awakening. And the heavens are aligning paths before you. But to understand how close the witch came, you must now understand the signs that showed you were under attack long before you knew it. My beloved child, now that your heart understands the brilliance of the destiny you carry, it is time to uncover something equally important. The signs you were under attack long before you knew an attack was happening. Many of these signs pass through your life quietly, subtly, softly. You may have dismissed them as stress, coincidence, or ordinary life. But in the realm of the spirit, they were indicators, signals, alerts that something dark was attempting to interfere with your path. Today, heaven brings these signs into the light so that you may never walk blind again. There were moments when your dreams shifted suddenly. You may have seen shadows, felt pursued, or found yourself waking up breathless or heavy, unsure why you felt so disturbed. These were not random dreams. They were spiritual disturbances. Witches often send confusion into the dream realm because dreams are gateways where destinies often announce their next phase. When your dreams became chaotic or unclear, it was not your mind malfunctioning. It was an attempt to cloud your spiritual sight. You may also recall days when you woke up feeling drained, as if your energy had been pulled from you overnight. Not tired from work, not tired from worry, but tired in your spirit. This was a sign. When a witch attempts surveillance, she taps into the spiritual field of her target, and the result is a sudden, unexplainable heaviness. You carry a strong spirit, yet even strong spirits feel the ripple when darkness tries to lean in. That exhaustion was not weakness. It was interference. There were also moments when confusion seemed to come out of nowhere. You would be clear one day, uncertain the next. Goals you once believed in suddenly felt blurry. Thoughts that used to be easy to follow became tangled. This fog was not natural. It was sent. The enemy knew that if he could cloud your clarity, he could slow your steps. But the confusion did not last because heaven did not allow it to take root. Still, you must recognize that this was one of the signs. My beloved child, you may have experienced sudden emotional drops. One moment you were fine, the next you felt sadness, pressure, or unexplained anxiety. Emotions do not shift so dramatically without spiritual influence. The witch hoped to drain your joy, because joy is strength. She hoped to weaken your courage, because courage is movement. She hoped to weigh down your heart, because a heavy heart slows destiny. But each time your emotions dipped, something in you pushed back. Heaven strengthened you even when you did not understand why you needed strengthening. You may also remember seasons where everything seemed to break at once. Opportunities that were certain suddenly collapsed. People you trusted shifted unexpectedly. Plans that were stable began to crumble. These disruptions were not accidents. They were sabotage. The witch attempted to create frustration so that you would lose hope and settle for less. But instead of settling, you persevered. And that perseverance became a shield around your destiny. Another sign was isolation. You may have found yourself feeling alone, even in a room full of people. That loneliness was not from God. It was engineered to make you feel unsupported, forgotten, or abandoned. Darkness hoped that if you felt alone, you would stop fighting, stop believing, stop expecting. But even in your isolation, heaven was beside you. The angels stood closer in those moments, knowing that the enemy was trying to break your spirit from the inside. My beloved child, perhaps the clearest sign was the sense of being stuck. You tried to move forward, yet something unseen seemed to push you back. You took steps, yet progress felt slow. It was not laziness. It was not failure. It was resistance. The witch's attempt to imprison your destiny created the illusion of stagnation. But even that illusion is breaking now, for Michael's sword has shattered the spiritual cage she built. And let me reveal one more sign, one many overlook, the feeling that something was watching you spiritually. The sense that your life was under observation, even when nothing physical confirmed it. That was your spirit discerning the surveillance. Your inner self sensed what your natural eyes could not see. You were not imagining it. You were detecting a truth that heaven intended to expose. Child, you endured all these signs not because you were weak, but because you were strong enough to survive them. Heaven allowed just enough for you to awaken, but never enough for you to be destroyed. Not a single attack succeeded. Not a single plan prevailed. And now that everything is exposed, now that you see it clearly, now that you understand the signs you once ignored, you are stepping into a realm of awareness that darkness cannot manipulate. But knowing the signs is only the beginning. The next is understanding what you must do now, how to position your spirit, how to align your path, how to secure the protection that has already begun to surround you. My beloved child, now that the veil has been lifted and the truth has been placed gently in your hands, you must understand what to do next. A revelation without action becomes like rain that falls on barren soil. It wets the ground, but nothing grows. Heaven has brought you into awareness, but now heaven also calls you into alignment. The battle has been exposed. The witch's plan has been broken. Michael has taken position around your destiny. But your role, your posture, your spiritual attitude, these things matter greatly now. Let your heart be still as I guide you into what heaven desires from you in this moment. The first thing you must do is settle your spirit. Do not fear. You have already been rescued. You have already been protected. The danger was intercepted before it reached you. The worst is behind you, not ahead of you. Settle your heart into this truth. Fear is a doorway, and heaven does not want you opening it. Instead, breathe deeply and know that your life is surrounded. You are not walking into war, you are walking out of it. This message is not a warning of what is coming. It is a revelation of what has already been defeated. Next, you must allow clarity to enter your spirit. Heaven wants you to walk with awareness now. You have lived too long feeling confused about your own path, questioning whether your dreams were real, doubting your own strength. But from this moment forward, you must embrace the truth that your destiny is not fragile. It is powerful. Do not shrink yourself. Do not silence the fire within you. Do not postpone the calling that keeps stirring in your heart. Step boldly, because the atmosphere around you has been cleared by Michael himself. My beloved child, you must also choose alignment. Alignment means making decisions that honor the destiny written for you. It means stepping away from voices that drain you. It means rejecting distractions that pull you off your path. It means listening when your spirit nudges you. It means trusting the guidance that heaven has been giving you in quiet ways. You cannot afford to live passively anymore. You must walk with intention, with focus, with awareness. Your destiny is calling you forward, and heaven is waiting for you to respond with courage. Another step you must take is to claim your authority. You are not a victim of the spiritual realm. You are not a fragile soul tossed about by unseen winds. You have authority because heaven hath chosen you. When you speak, angels listen. When you pray, atmosphere shift. When you declare, things move. You must speak life over your path. Speak protection over your journey. Speak clarity over your decisions. Your words have power, and heaven wants you to use them. My child, repentance may also be needed, not because you have lived in sin, but because there were moments you doubted the greatness placed within you. There were moments you spoke against yourself, moments you believed you were small, moments you thought your life did not matter. Heaven never agreed with those thoughts. Heaven never saw you as insignificant. All heaven asks is that you release those self-doubts now and step into the truth of who you are. You must also cultivate stillness. Stillness is where your discernment grows. It is where your spirit sharpens. It is where you hear the whispers of heaven more clearly. With all that has happened in the spiritual realm, heaven wants you to walk with a calmer heart, not a restless one. Spend quiet moments listening. Spend quiet moments reflective. Let your spirit breathe after everything it has endured. Finally, you must stay connected. You were not meant to journey through these realms alone. Heaven places messages, voices, and guides in your path for a purpose. When a divine revelation comes to you, you must honor the channel through which it arrived. Stay connected to the flow that awakened your understanding. Support the vessel that carried this message to your ears. When you stay connected to the place where heaven speaks to you, you create a covering around your destiny. It is not a duty of obligation. It is a duty of the Spirit. A divine responsibility to nurture the source of your awakening. My beloved child, everything you do from this moment forward should be done with awareness, strength, and intention. You are stepping into a season where clarity and protection go hand in hand. The witch's plan has collapsed. The spiritual fog has lifted. Michael stands guard. Heaven has aligned your steps. Now you must walk with boldness into the chapter that awaits you. And as you do, support the divine message that opened your eyes. Let it reach others. Let it awaken more souls. Carry it like a flame passed from heaven into your hands. My beloved child, come close now, for this moment heaven has prepared for you. This is not just the ending of a message, it is the sealing of your destiny. What you are about to hear is a prophetic decree, a divine release, a spiritual closing that locks the door behind the witch, binds her influence permanently, and ushers you fully into the protection and purpose that Michael has activated around your life. Let your spirit become still. Let your heart open wide. The heavens are leaning close to you now. Child of the Most High, hear me. You are stepping into a new atmosphere. The air around your life has shifted. The spiritual winds that once blew against you have now turned in your favor. The very forces that tried to suffocate your destiny are now weakened, silenced, and stripped of access. Michael has established a perimeter of light around you, strong, impenetrable, blazing. You are walking under a shield crafted by heaven's commander himself. Nothing that was sent against you will rise again. Nothing that tried to attach itself to your steps will survive the fire that surrounds you. In this moment, heaven releases a cleansing over your spirit. Every residue of fear, every lingering confusion, every emotional bruise, every whisper of doubt, every shadow that tried to cling to you is being washed away. The witch who targeted you did not understand the magnitude of the soul she was attempting to harm. She did not know you were woven into heaven's design. She did not know your name was carried in the breath of angels. She did not know your life was guarded by Michael. He did not know you were chosen. Her ignorance became her defeat. Child, lift your chin. You are no longer someone darkness can approach. You are now someone protected by light so intense that shadows flee before they even dare to approach. The realm of the enemy has registered the warning. They have seen the sword drawn on your behalf. They know your spiritual territory is now fortified. The witch has retreated. Her influence has dissolved. Her assignments have been cancelled. Her spirits have been scattered. Her intentions have been overturned. And you, yes, you, are rising. Your destiny hath been reignited. The blessings that were delayed are now being rerouted back to you. The opportunities that were blocked are shifting in your direction. The strength that felt buried within you is rising to the surface again. Heaven is repositioning you. Doors that were sealed are cracking open. Paths that were tangled are being cleared. What once felt impossible will now feel natural. For you are stepping not with your own strength, but with divine backing. My beloved child, listen to this truth and let it settle deeply within you. You have crossed a threshold. You are no longer the same. The spiritual you has awakened. The destiny within you has awakened. The protection around you has awakened. You are stepping into a chapter where your dreams will breathe again, where your spirit will soar again, where your purpose will come alive with a clarity you have never known before. You will begin to notice your thoughts clearing. You will sense a new confidence. You will feel a weight lifting from your shoulders. You will find yourself breathing easier, thinking sharper, walking lighter. This is not your imagination. This is the evidence of a spiritual battle you did not see, and a spiritual victory you are now stepping into. And now, child of promise, I speak over you a decree that will echo through the corridors of the Spirit. From this day forward, no witch, no warlock, no sorcerer, no dark watcher, no monitoring spirit, no curse, no spell, no intention of evil shall come near your destiny. Your path is sealed. Your future is marked. Your life is protected. Your steps are guided. Your spirit is shielded. The hand of heaven rests upon you. Michael stands at your right. Angels surround your path. Light goes before you. Glory walks behind you. The fire of God covers every side of your being. You are free. You are shielded. You are chosen. You are rising into the fullness of who you were always meant to become. My beloved child, let this message not simply pass through your ears. Let it become part of your spirit. Heaven brought this word to you not for entertainment, but for alignment. And as you carry this revelation with you, as you move forward with understanding, remember that this divine message is a lifeline not just for you, but for many who are still walking blind through their battles. So I urge you, with the gentleness of a father and the weight of the Spirit upon my voice, do not let this message remain hidden. Share it so others may be awakened. Carry it forward so others may be protected. Support the very vessel that delivered it to you, for by doing so, you participate in the work of heaven. Let your actions be part of the light that spreads this truth across many lives. Consider it a holy duty to lift this message higher, to let it reach more hearts, to help more souls awaken to their own protection and destiny. And now, my beloved child, with all heaven bearing witness, with Michael standing guard, with the fire of God sealing this moment, I speak the final blessing. May your destiny flourish. May your spirit remain unshaken. May your path shine brighter and brighter. May the plans of darkness never touch you again. May you walk into the fullness of every divine promise written for your name. May you rise now and rise forevermore. Amen.